and most populous city in Canada. This city is a very multicultural, diverse city. You can find up to 50 to 60 different languages spoken right in this city. This building we have on our right is the Toronto Metropolitan University. Now we are on the longest street in the world. Actually, we have been on the longest street in the world. The name of the longest street in the world is called Yonge Street. Y-O-N-G-E. Yonge Street is the longest street in the world. It is 1,896 kilometers long. It was crowned as the longest street in the world, in the Guinness World Record. But because a lot of highways were built over Yonge Street, that record was taken away from Yonge Street and was given to a highway in the west. Yeah, but to us in Toronto, Canada. Custom order fire trucks to go into that fire station. Yes. So the building is still protected by the Ontario Heritage Act, so they cannot do anything to it. And the hotel we have called the Four Seasons Hotel and Residence. Rick Small and founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, both own shares. So has anyone seen the series? Okay. So right in front of us, where you have the arc, yeah, that entrance. Yeah, that's where they filmed the front of Jessica Pearson's house. Yeah, in TV series Suits. So now we are going to stop number 4, the parking yacht. Does anyone want to get off at stop 4, parking yacht? Okay, no one is getting off at that stop. Okay. So now we have the first view of the Royal Ontario Museum. That crystal you see there is called the Michael Chin crystal. That's actually the entrance of the museum, actually. So it was named after Jamaican Canadian-born artist Michael Chin. The crystal cost about $175 million to build. Michael Chin also donated $30 million to build that crystal. We're gonna go around and we're gonna talk more about the education. That building is actually the 7th ugliest building in the city of Toronto. Yeah. We're going to turn around, you're going to see this. First Spadina. Okay. A lot of people Spadina. So actually the right pronunciation is Spadina actually. Yeah. But if you said Spadina, you're technically correct. Just that back in the day, if you called it Spadina, you would have been considered the more upper class and more educated. So some tragic events happened to Sir Henry Phillips while he was alive. So the politicians of Toronto were actually jealous. Okay. So if you look right about now, to your right, this building right in front of us is called the Miles Nadal Jewish Community Center. That community center is the only community center that has a saltwater pool in the city of Toronto. Also, regardless of the name, it still welcomes people from different religions and different backgrounds. Knows the University of Toronto, okay? But if you don't know, the University of Toronto is actually ranked as top 10 best schools in the world. And on your right is the University of Toronto schools. The schools offer grade 7 to 12 actually. So only 25% of people who apply to grade 7 actually get in. The U of T school was built on September 12, 1910. Stop number 7, Battersea Museum. Is anyone upstairs who want to get up? Okay, we have someone who's going to get up at Battersea Museum, stop number 7. We have someone who's getting up at this stop. Yeah, just yeah. And on your right is the Monk School of Global Affairs. Yeah, on your left, the 7th ugliest building in the city of Toronto. And on your right again is the University of Toronto's Varsity Blue Stadium Museum. Is there anyone who wants to get off at stop number 8, Royal Ontario Museum? No one is getting off at this stop upstairs. So once again, to your right is the Royal Ontario Museum. So the Royal Ontario Museum was built in 1914. It is actually 111 years old. It is the most visited museum in North America. So it receives over 1 million visitors every year. So now we are fully in the health district of Toronto. This is where one of the largest hospitals, many of the largest hospitals in Toronto are actually situated. Like for example, the one on our left is the Toronto General Hospital. This is where the first use of insulin to treat diabetes was used. Yeah. It is also one of the largest hospitals we have here. On your right, you can see the logo, the Mount Sinai Hospital. That is the current location of the Mount Sinai Hospital. If you remember in Yorkville, I showed you the first location. Yeah, the Chanel store. Now this is. Then on your right, actually, yes, on your right is the Faculty of Medicine for the University of Toronto. Right. The OCAD University. OCAD stands for Ontario College of Art and Design. So actually, if you look up ahead, right up, you can see the roof. The roof, the concept behind that is to look like a pencil box, and the pillars holding that roof are designed to look like crayons. Yes. So the crayons are basically holding up the pencil box. So now we are fully in the entertainment district of Toronto. Yeah, this painting that's on the wall here, where you have like the blue lady. Yeah, there's another artist coming made by OCAD University students. Now we are fully in the entertainment district of Toronto. The entertainment in this district, the Toronto International Film Festival, also called TIFF, is usually held on the second week of September every year, right here in this district. Some statues with like a lot of faces up ahead. Yes, okay. So that statue actually belongs to the Rogers Stadium. It's actually meant, like the statue, if you look closely, you can see different people. It's actually called the audience. So they are meant, so it's actually 15 statues. This is the first side. There's another one on the other side. So this building on our left is the CBC building, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation building. The CBC is the biggest broadcasting corporation we have here in Canada. The red crosses are actually made out of rubber on the building. Yeah, the red crosses, they are made out of rubber because the rooms in the building are soundproof. So now we are at stop number 10, CN Tower North. Is there anyone who wants to get up at this stop? Stop 10, CN Tower North? Okay, nobody upstairs. So some people ask what is the best stop for CN Tower. The best stop on CN Tower is stop number 11, our next stop. CN Tower stop, that's the best stop on CN Tower. Okay, so this building on our right is crowned as the third ugliest building in the city of Toronto. But regardless of that, it is the Metro Toronto Convention Center. It is actually the largest convention center we have here in our city. A lot of graduation events, a lot of graduation ceremonies and events have been held here. On your right is the Intercontinental Hotel, the only hotel in Canada that we can store a U.S. president. That's because the presidential chambers of the hotel are actually closed. So we're almost at our first bridge, so everyone please for your safety just be seated on the bus. Okay, first all clear. Second all clear. Normally called the Canadian National Tower. That building is 553 meters high. It takes 58 seconds to go from the bottom to the top of the tower using an elevator. The building is actually 50 years old. It was built on June 26, 1976. Yeah, it used to be the tallest building in the world before the Burj Khalifa was invented. So there's a activity that goes at the top of the CN Tower called the edge walking.
Yeah.
So has anyone seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding? Okay. If you look to your right about now, yeah, this is you can see the white bridge. Yeah, not the wavy one, the white bridge, the higher one. That's where they filmed the first kiss in the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Yeah, that's where they filmed the first kiss. That white tower front. There's two more words. This is that. Water taxis of the ferry terminal where you can take boats to the islands. So remember when I said Yonge Street is the longest street in the world? Once we make a left turn, we'll be on the beginning of Yonge Street. So yeah, if you look closely, you can see the sign. all the way down from here, all the way down. Okay, so guys, please once again, we'll soon be going over the bridge. Please, for your safety, remain seated on the bus. First arm clear. Second arm clear. Does anyone know the two national sports of Canada? Two national sports, does anyone know?
Hockey?
Yeah, hockey one. So, but the two national sports of Canada are hockey and lacrosse. So, speaking of hockey, we have on your left is the Hockey Hall of Fame right in front of us. Yeah, the Hockey Hall of Fame was founded in 1965, actually. So, in Kingston, to establish those who have developed Canada's great hockey. The building is also still protected by the Ontario Heritage. That's why they cannot make people put it on the building. So we are now approaching stop number 13, Hockey Hall of Fame. Is there anyone who wants to get off at stop 13, Hockey Hall of Fame? Hockey Hall of Fame was actually founded in 1966 for adults. 66? Yeah, 66 for adults. Yes. Very up on our left, another very beautiful park we have here in the city of Toronto called Berkeley Park. This park is 3,606 square meters long. It has 14 dogs around this water fountain, not actual dogs. Sculpted dogs. Yeah, look closely, guys, you see the sculpted dogs around the water fountain. Yeah, please be careful of branches on the left side of the bus. Please be careful of branches on the left side of the bus. So the water fountain is not running right now, but towards the summer it's going to get open and it's very nice. So you know how New York has a flat iron building? We also have a flat iron building right here in the city. And turn back right about now, yeah, you can get the very nice view. Please be careful of branches on the left side of the bus. Be careful of branches on the left side of the bus. So now we are now approaching stop number 14, St. Lawrence Market. Anyone who's getting off, stop 14? Okay, we have people getting off, stop 14. I'll let you know when it's 50 on the bus. Stop 14, St. Lawrence Market, we have people getting off. So speaking of St. Lawrence Market, to your right, actually, St. Lawrence Market. This market is voted as top 10 best food markets in the world according to National Geographic. You can find different types of beef and different types of cheese in this market. Now it is time to get off the bus. Yeah. Can you get up now? Can you get up? Okay, please just. Sorry. Please just. Yeah. Sorry. So the good have So coming up on your right, yeah, is the Young People's Theatre. Young People's Theatre is Canada's largest and oldest professional theatre for young people. Also, the famous hip hop artist Drake was founded in that theatre. That was basically where Drake started from the bottom. So up on your left, where you have the big sign, the Globe and Mail. The Globe and Mail is actually Canada's largest news media company in the city. It was founded in 1844 by George Brown. So the college, George Brown College, was also named after George Brown. And on your right, we have the Canadian Opera Company. The Canadian Opera Company was formerly called Canada's Gas Company. Then they discovered that they had a lot of so that was how George Brown was then ground. So now we'll soon be at the stop there? Anyone getting up? Okay, we still have people getting up. So if you look up ahead, you can see the Goodham. You can see the brick over there. The distillery is no longer functioning right now, but there's still a distillery in there called the Spirit of York. That company purchased the Goodham and Worth distillery. They actually purchased the brand name. So if you actually go to some wine shops to get whiskey, you can see some whiskey that's actually tagged as Goodham. That's because of the Spirit of York that purchased the distillery. There are a lot of fun things that can happen here at the distillery. Like at the Christmas time, there's a big Christmas tree that's being lit up here, and like the Christmas party happens here. You can also find different pubs, bars, restaurants in the distillery. So now, if you notice around us, there are a lot of pretty old buildings. These buildings are still covered by the Ontario Heritage Act. Also, back in the day, there were a lot of wood, like a lot of timber, actually in the city of Toronto. So they decided to make a lot of houses actually out of wood, a lot of roads, sidewalks, out of wood. So what happened was that two gentlemen were kicked out of a. So there was actually an outbreak of cholera in this city. Cholera is actually a waterborne disease. Back then they thought cholera was airborne. But when they later found out that it was a waterborne disease, the residents of Toronto used the whiskey produced in the distillery to disinfect the water before drinking. That led to a lot of whiskey being bought. Then you got a lot of breaks on the left side of the bus. Okay. On your left is the first free public school in the city of Toronto, constructed by Eaton Centre. Yep. Then coming up on your left once again is the first free public church in the city of Toronto. Public church in the city of Toronto. The numerous amount of people, of Irish people in this part, they decided to call this town, Parktown. So George Goodham, after when his father died, he took over. He partnered with. So Ontario, this province actually has two capital cities. The first capital city is Toronto. The second capital city is Ottawa. Yeah. Ottawa is actually not so close around Toronto, but I think it's a lot of. So I'm gonna show you the bank. It's not a bank now. It's actually a restaurant. Yeah, I have to change to a restaurant. Okay. So I don't know if you see this restaurant on your right named The Works. Yeah, that was where George Goodham's bank was before. So he illegally dug a tunnel from. So on your left is one of the buildings of the Toronto Dominion Bank TD. On your right is the CIBC, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Okay, coming up on your left, we have the BMO, stands for Bank of Montreal. And on your right is the Bank of Nova Scotia, also called the Scotia Bank. This bank is said to have the deepest basement in all of Toronto. So a lot of people still today, when a lot of people didn't have watches and clocks, not everyone had clocks back then. The clock tower, along with other clock towers in the city, that clock tower was used to tell the time. So when people go out or go to the offices, it was 2.93 million. Right now it should be around maybe 3. That was in 2005 years ago. Right now it should be probably like 2 million. That's because of a lot of people that come into the city for different purposes, for work. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but that was how the idea behind the painting. So different type of people, like in an auditorium. So now guys, we are back on Long Street. Okay. So guys, we're heading back to stop number 1, Young and Dundas Square. So the bus is going to be at stop number 1 for 15 minutes. If you want to remain on the bus, feel free to remain on the bus, and we're going to go on another loop, another tour. Or if you want to go out and grab a quick bite or have a cup of coffee, please feel free to. But please make sure to be back by 15 minutes. And on your left is the largest mall in an urban area in Canada called the Eaton Centre. So a lot of people misconcept this mall as the largest mall in Canada, but no. The largest mall in Canada is located in Edmonton, Alberta. So yeah, this mall, but the one in Edmonton is not in an urban area. But this is actually the largest mall in an urban area in Canada. It is also said that as you go up the mall, it tends to get pretty expensive as you go up. So now guys, once again, we are heading back to stop number 1. This bus is going to be at stop 1, Young and Dundas Square for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we're going to go on another tour. If you want to grab a cup of coffee or a quick bite.